Hey there guys, in this lesson I want to talk about playing melodically. So again, this is something that I get asked about a lot by my students, which is, you do a lot of work on understanding scales and where they live on the fretboard and building up your technique and all this sort of stuff. And then it's like, okay, so I can play some stuff that's fast, but like, how do I play stuff that sounds melodic? So one of the first things first, I think a good way of going about this is giving yourself a limitation exercise. Now, a limitation exercise would be to say you can only play either in a certain area of the neck or on one string or something like that. So what I'm looking at here is I've got a backing track that's in the style of one of my favourite players, a guy called Joe Satriani. Many of you out there will have heard of him, many of you won't. If you haven't heard of him, check him out. If you have heard of him, this is not me at all trying to say that I can play like Joe Satriani, because that would be ridiculous. But what I am saying is he's someone that I admire and I aspire to, so therefore my students, I'm going to say to them, let's look at this guy. If you want to play melodically, he's someone who's really well known for being a melodic good guitar player. So we've got a backing track that's in the style of him. We're in the key of E major. First things first, what I want to do is map the E major scale on the high E string. So we've got the open high E string, then we're going to play the 2nd fret, we're going to go up to the 4th fret, 5th fret, 7th, 9th, 11th, 12th. Now that particular shape would repeat itself in the 2nd octave of the guitar if you've got a double octave guitar. If you haven't though, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick to playing around here. Now we've got an E major backing track, here it comes. And what I would experiment with, this is all about research and development, this isn't play this, it's just see what you think is melodic. There's my E major backing track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start just playing the notes and I'm going to slow right down. Now, guitar players don't generally slow down, but when you slow down, you get to develop a sense of what you think about each interval. So, really, super stable, sounds good. I don't like the sound of open strings personally, though, so if I go up there, I can vibrato the note, manipulate it if I want to, or whatever. But there's our root. Let's try the 2nd, see what we thought of that one. Well, on that particular chord that's just coming on the backing track, it sounded really good. But generally, there's something about this that feels like it wants to move somewhere. But when I'm going up to the 3rd on the chords that are in the backing of on my backing track there, it doesn't sound as good. But generally speaking, if I was playing over an E, the 3rd would sound great. So there's bound to be an E coming back in at some point. This is the thing, we don't know exactly what the chords are doing. To get an objective sound of the actual scale, you need a drone track. But there, that sounds great, it fits. Let's go to the 4th. Not as good as the picture. Let's go up to the 5th. Super stable there. 6th. 7th. Really wants to move back to that root as the backing track is doing the same thing. But, so, what I'm saying here is generally you'd be looking to really determine what you think of the sound of each scale, you need a backing track that's not moving. But with something like this, the chords are moving around, so each interval is going to have a different effect against each different chord. But effectively, as you're doing that, the process is the same. Slow right down, play through your scale, listen to each one of the notes, develop your sense of opinion on whether it wants to move or whether it doesn't want to move, but then start just messing around and, playing around with like little motifs. Just make that sort of thing up. Make sometimes you might make one that sounds rubbish. Don't play it again. Does that? your little bends, a semitone bend there, tone bend there. Slides between those. Etc, etc. Little pull-offs to the open string. You can even do stuff like this, which will sound cool. Etc. But work on, you know, whether you want to pick things in a straight line, or do you want to do things in legato? You know, etc, etc. There's so much to work on. But that's one of the first ways that I would go about being melodic. There are tons and tons more things that you can do to build on this. If you want to look into all of that stuff, check out the links in the description, which will take you to my online learning platform, where I've got an absolute ton of things that I can share with you there. And that'll be it for this lesson. So if you've enjoyed it, give it a like, do subscribe, and it would be good to see you over at Cutting Edge Guitar. Take care.